Hey, welcome back to Make It Rain Ranch. We're here. I'm trying to go through some picture hanging. I want to show you an easy way that I do it. As you can see, I've got these two pictures my wife wanted on the wall. I've got to hang the third one up. Essentially, I don't bother with the stud finder. These are pretty. These are very light pictures, so they can just hang right into the drywall. So I've got you gotta have essentially the way I do it is I use level, and believe it or not, a child's yardstick. This makes life so much easier to do. So essentially, I find the center. I'll take the center of this picture, which on this one I prefer metric, but I'll do it in imperial since most people in the US we use the inches and feet or the imperial system. Although metric to me is so much easier because you can just slide a decimal and everything works nice. But here we go. I know this thing is 23 inches, so 11.5 is my center right there. So I went on the wall and I've already marked, I don't know if you can see it there, I marked my center line spots like right there. And all I did is I knew my picture, how much space I wanted between it. I took that, I knew it'd be, the whole picture length is 23 inches. And I just added that gap. That should take me right to my center point, which it didn't. As you can see, I hung that one. That's exactly where I wanted it. So now, the reason why you can use a yardstick is now you can go back and you can see where those hangers are. And then all you have to do, there's a way I can hold this and do this. Let's see if I can use one, the knee technique. You just sit there, and now that I can see it, I just essentially take my pencil and draw on the yardstick exactly where I need to put the nail in the wall. And then I do that on the other side, and then I'll go up and nail it. And so let me mark it, and I'll show you that in 1 second. Here, I'll come right back. Okay, guys. So now we're back. I'm going to show you how I actually did that. So this is why it's great to have a really nice level. So essentially, because of the way I need to put this on the wall, I want to make sure my yardstick is leveled out. I move this one a little bit more so you guys can see. So I set my level on top of my yardstick. Hopefully you guys can see that right there. So let me adjust the camera just real quick. There we go. That should work. Alright. We just set the yardstick underneath it so it's flush. I know where my center point is, which is 11.5. So I'll take that 11.5, I'm going to put it right on my center point, which is right there. And now what I do is I just rotate it until I get my bubble center up. There we go. So here we go. Should be getting close to center point here. Alright, just a little bit more. Come on, bubble. And this is my OCD. I try to be a little bit more perfect than I probably ought to be. So once I get that in place, I just hold it there, and I come in at those marks. And I mark at those two locations on my yardstick. The way I always do it is I draw like a horizontal line first to the end point, and then and then a vertical line. So I know, put this thing right in the corner. So you can kind of go up here and see now. That was my center point over here. And like I said, is I draw the vertical line first, then a horizontal. So I know that that point right there in the corner is where I drill. Same thing on the other side. In this case, I'm gonna nail it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put those nails in, and because this thing is super lightweight, I'll put these nails in. Now the ironic thing is, just by doing this, and I didn't look for where studs were, ironically on my last 2 pictures, I hit 2 studs of the 4 nails I hammered in, which I find that very weird because that never happens to me. I'm trying to hit a stud, I can't find a stud. So I'm using a 12-year-old Cobalt hammer. So doing pretty good. Let's pop these in real quick. It should just tap in nice and easy. All right, so of all these, this one's also into a stud. All right, I'll be right back. I gotta fix this. All right, I'm back. You'll see, I don't know what it is. Every project, something goes wrong. Story of my life. All right, here we go. This nail, when it was going in, bent. And when it bends, now it throws the alignment all out. So I had to come in here, and because it was damaging the wall, I had to find a piece of plastic from something we had, put it behind it so I can tap it down with the hammer and get in there. Hopefully this is gonna hold and look all right. So let's hang the darn picture and see what it looks like. You know, there's only one way to find out, right? So let's see here. And then the final check. See if she's vertical. Well, she's definitely horizontal. Problem is, let's see how they look over there. They look pretty good. So you got all the little animals in there. They're all horizontal. All right, but that's it for today. You know, how to hang a picture, real simple. All right, using that child yardstick is a great idea. All right, talk to you later. Bye. Have a good day.